podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we keep on talking about them on the Rip 28 podcast. I am your humble host, Slider Sports Guy, joined by a few of my good friends. And as always, we start off with the president. What's going on, El Presidente?
What's up, everybody? Sitting there in the building once again. Let's get it popping.
And on the other side, we got the super coach, your coach's favorite coach. What's going on, El Beezy?
What it do is Beezy to go, aka the super coach, man. Getting ready for this football season to turn up, man. Let's get ready.
I hear you. We're gonna bring back this guest one more time. We're gonna bring back my favorite biker chick in the whole wide world, the one and only Baltimore's finest, Miss Star. What's going on, Star?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me back, fellas. The first time I wasn't sure, man. Thought I rubbed somebody the wrong way.
You'll never rub somebody the wrong way. Now you're always more than welcome.
Wait a minute.
Rub somebody the right way.
So extra, you stepped into that one.
She walked dead into that one.
Yeah,
she threw the alley hoop for me. Look out.
I'll take that charge. I'll take that charge.
Well, check this, man. Glad to have everybody here back another week doing good things, doing big things on the Rip 28 podcast, man. Check this out, man. For a lot of y'all who don't know, or if you're new to the show, checking us out for the first time, we want to let everybody know where you can find us, man. We are all over, man. You can find us, man. Brian, where we at, bro?
Man, we on Anchor, Twitter, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, man, Podbean, Podbay, Castbox, anywhere you can listen to a podcast, you can find the Rip 28, man. That's where we at. We everywhere.
And we everywhere. We everywhere, man. Now,
you have no excuse.
No excuse, man.
Excuse not to follow us from week to week. No way.
We trying to get more active and all that on Instagram. We don't really do that Instagram the way we supposed to do. We had to let go of our social media director. we had to let him go. So so we still trying to figure out what we gonna do with this social media. But the podcast is there. All you have to do is type in Rip 28 podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts or watch podcasts. We are there, the Rip 28 podcast. Like I say, man, this is a show where a few fellas get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like. Some of those things you might not like, but we keep on talking about them. And speaking of talking about things you might not like, this is a tricky subject right here. We're about to talk about what's going on in the news today. When was this? Friday or Thursday, the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. Now, none of us have a law degree, most, we got degrees, but we ain't always the smartest group of people in the world. But I think Roe versus Wade, help me out if I'm wrong, Roe versus Wade gave the federal government, it allowed abortion. If I'm right, somebody tell me I'm right. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me I'm wrong. But I think at one time the states outlawed abortion, but the federal government with the Roe versus Wade case said that abortion was legal. Well, what happened? Part of Donald Trump's legacy is he appointed a couple of new Supreme Court justices, and those Supreme Court justices turned the balance of power. And so what they did, they boom, 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 said Roe versus Wade was overturned. So now it is up to the individual states to figure out how they feel about abortion. So, you got a lot of these states changing the abortion laws. They got a lot of these states changing the abortion laws and saying that, I think Utah has the strictest one where it is absolutely positively no abortion at all. Some of them have, once the baby has a heartbeat, you can't have it. Once it's 6 weeks, you can't have an abortion. And, it's a whole bunch of different laws out there, man. I think Texas had some type of law. Somebody help me out if I'm wrong, but I think Texas had a law that if you were taking somebody to get an abortion, you could get in trouble for that too. You go to jail for that too. So, man, how y'all feel about this, man?
I think the female doesn't get any kind of jail time or anything like that. But if the doctor performs one, he faces $100,000 or 3 to 10
Man,
years.
you going in and out, bro. Can y'all hear?
Nah.
Bro, we can't hear. Your voice was going in and out, man.
I was saying the
There you go.
doctor is charged 3 to 10 years, like $100,000 if they perform one. That's crazy. I mean, this whole situation is, people got rights, and like it's just like the United States is changing every day. Like it used to be the home of the free, land of the brave, or however you say it, or whatever. But it's starting to be a little different now. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, how else? Well, check this out. It's a bunch of dudes giving their opinion on abortions, and can't none of us have one. Star, man, what's your word? How you feel about abortion?
So my biggest thing is no one under any circumstances has the right to tell me what to do with my body, right? That for me, that's the biggest, I guess, slap in the face, is that as a fully grown adult woman, someone else feels they have the opportunity to tell me what's best for my body. No one can do that. And to have that right stripped away along with so many other rights that just as a Black person in this country that I'm supposed to have, but not, don't technically have, is another thing. But the big thing to remember is that this isn't, and a lot of Black women will tell you this isn't our fight, right? This is that 52% of white women who voted for Trump into office, knowing that everything in his campaign was counterproductive to their quote unquote feminist agenda. But they were more worried about Hillary's emails than what Trump was blatantly saying that he was going to do. Everything on his agenda was telling you that this was going to be the way they went. So while I'm upset about it, this is not one of those things where I, as a Black woman, feel the need to be on the front lines fighting. Yes, every woman deserves the right to make the choices for her own body, whether she is pro-choice or pro-life or whatever little labels they want to put on it. But you would think as a woman I'd be more upset about it than I am, but I saw it coming.
Really?
We saw this. A lot of Black women will tell you they saw this coming. And I was watching a video earlier of I can't remember her last name, but Jane, what's the white lady?
Goodall.
I don't know if that's her last name, but that's the white lady who does a lot of race relations and conversations.
Jane Goodall. She the lady with the apes.
No, she was talking about a book that was written a few years ago by a well-respected Jewish businessman, and the first paragraph of it was saying that the biggest problem facing America now is the numerical decreasing of white population. So he really put forth 3 theories, right? The first is increase immigration, but the issue with that is a lot of people want to immigrate to the country at this point aren't white people, so that doesn't solve the problem of the numerical decrease in the white population. The second was pay people to have babies, and his exact words, the only thing about that is if you pay white women, you got to pay all women to have babies, so they don't want to do that. The third one was fight against abortion, because I think it was like 64% of the babies aborted are white babies. So it may not on its surface look racial, but it has huge racial implications in that space. And I don't think that's something that a lot of people are considering. They're, looking at it from the surface, and the surface is just as important about having, safe medical abortions, the right to choose what's best for your life and your body, and a whole bunch of stuff. And then from the men's standpoint, man, it's going to affect your child support law or something serious. Think you're paying for babies you don't want now.
Man, like Tupac said, since a man can't make one, he shouldn't have a right to tell a woman when and where to create one. I feel like it's your body. You have pro-choice. We may not agree with your choice, but you were given that choice. And to come back this time later to say it's against the law, or you know what I'm saying, they don't agree with it, I just don't think it's right. You're really like taking their freedom of speech away from them. You know what I'm saying? So that's their way,
freedom of everything.
freedom of everything, right?
Yeah.
So I don't agree with it at all. I think a woman should be able to, make that choice. But
I agree. I agree with both y'all, but it's so short-sighted for them to do something like this to me because just think about all the kids or all the mothers, single mothers who can't take care of their kids they got now. They finna have kids, but people ain't gonna do right. They gonna have kids they wasn't planning to have, and some people make that decision to have an abortion, and that's their right. And now it's gonna be like the foster home's gonna be overfilled. It's gonna be all kind of crazy. Man. It's just I don't know. It's gonna be some ramifications down the line that I don't think people who voted on this are thinking about. Because you're gonna have more single mothers, more foster kids, more people trying to adopt. It ain't that many people trying to adopt. So they're just gonna be grown up in foster homes and stuff like this for their whole life. And it's a bad deal, man.
Child abuse gonna go up. Child abuse gonna go up because now you may be forcing a mother to have a child that she don't want, she's not ready for, and she may not even have the support. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't live in the same state with family. Some people don't have a relationship with their family, so that's cutting them out of resources. And you're gonna have a lot of domestic violence because there's gonna be a lot of dudes out here that may not want children, and this woman, this side chick, whatever you want to call it or label it, they gonna how are they gonna retaliate physically?
All right, here we go. I'm gonna tell you about who we need to talk. Everybody need to be. This whole abortion thing is gonna strengthen up my team pull out. We're gonna get stronger. We're gonna get better. That timing gonna work a whole lot better, man. But I'm gonna tell you something kind of funny, man. I'm kind of interested. I'm pro-life. I'm not upset. I'm not upset about this. Now, here's the thing. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell a woman what she can and what she can't do because I'm not stupid. Only thing, long as she knows she need to cook me dinner, everything else will fall into place. But when it comes to that, when it comes to
you had a lot of dinners.
Well, yeah, that's right. But when it comes to abortion, if it was my choice, I wouldn't ask a woman to abort my kid. I wouldn't. But especially, I make the decisions in my life not to lay with any woman who I don't want to have a kid by, who I wouldn't want to have a kid by. You know what I'm saying?
So you ended this conversation then.
So what if the woman you lay with doesn't necessarily want to have a kid by you? You okay with it?
I can't tell her to not have an abortion. I'm not that pro-life where I say, well, nah, you ain't gonna do it. I understand that's gonna happen. But as a man, when a woman comes to you and says, I'm pregnant, the only right response a man can give is, what are we gonna do? That's the only thing he can say, because he can't say, as a man, I can't go and say, hey, you need to have this abortion. You need to get rid of it. That's wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's wrong.
You talking like 40-something year olds.
Oh, this is 40-year-old
Sly. You ain't talking about 16-year-old Sly, college-year-old Sly. That I ain't ready for this. You know what I mean?
Well, check this out. Most people know. Bad. Everybody who knows me, they know at 16 years old, I thought I had twins. Back in the day, it was a young lady. I ran into the football camp. We was at football camp for a whole week. Football camp got out at 11. I was at her house at 12. I was finished by 12:05. Boom, boom, boom. Couple of weeks later, she said she was pregnant. Now she says she's pregnant, and the topic of abortion came up, and I was like, I don't feel comfortable with that. And that was me at 16 years old. You know what I'm saying?
You said a couple weeks later?
Yeah, a couple weeks later. Yeah, a couple weeks later. Then come to find out, I was there at 12:05 on Saturday. Somebody must have been there at at 11:45 on Friday. And so somebody beat me to the punch, and but she found out she ended up having twins, and they weren't mine. But I can say that now. Now my choices in women have changed from 16 to 40-year-old women. That my whole mindset of I'm not going to lay with a woman who I'm not prepared. I mean, who I couldn't envision her having my baby. I'm not going to lay with her anymore at 40 now.
That's responsible, Sly. I like
Yeah, that's
Sly.
responsible.
That's responsible.
Now,
That's
not
responsible. Now,
20.
whether it's true, whether
Hey,
it was true or not, or whatever, that's smart, man. Because we get ourselves in these situations. That thing start looking good to you. We looking at that physical,
Sly,
and that physical get us.
Sly, I can say a lot of bad things about you, but one good thing I can say is that you do try to be a good dad. It ain't a lot of people ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who like, all right, she pregnant, I'm gone. You know what I mean? And then the female has a choice to make. If she want to be a single mother all by herself, raising this kid, and she can barely make it on her own, or does she want to go ahead and get an abortion?
And then some women just simply don't want to be mothers. They don't want the lifestyle change that comes with raising a child. They don't want the, for lack of a better word, the lifetime burden of being eternally responsible for someone else. And then not all pregnancies are viable. And I think that's a lot of things that people forget. Like, not all these pregnancies are viable.
Hey,
somebody said you could have been Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon.
I could have been Nick Cannon in these streets. That's what Courtney say. Nah, I couldn't have been Nick Cannon because once again, it's team pullout around here, man. Nick Cannon is okay. Now it's funny we on the abortion topic. Now we're gonna talk about Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon, to me, that's rich people problem. That's a lot of people. I will put a hashtag on Shauna. Shauna come on our show all the time, and when Shauna posts vacation pictures and stuff like that, I've always put a pound sign. Shauna and Tia came on our show before too. I always put pound sign RPP. That's pound sign rich people problems. You know what I'm saying? that Nick Cannon got issues that something is wrong with Nick Cannon. I think he's fearing his mortality a little bit, and that's why he's going around knocking up these women. But I can't concern myself with that because Nick Cannon rich, man. You know what I'm saying? He can financially. Now I don't think he can emotionally and physically raise all these kids that he have. Because if you got 9 kids with 8 different women or 7 different women, you can't be a dad to each one of those kids, a good dad to each one of those kids. You can be a financial provider, but not a good dad. But that's a whole nother Nick Cannon thing. But yeah, man, it come to abortion, man. Hell, I'm gonna save my $300. I can't. I'm not a fan of it, but I respect your right if that's what you want to do. I'm not gonna tell you.
But it ain't fair to, and I'm gonna take the women's side. It ain't fair to women for us to make that decision for them anyway.
Nope.
Because especially like let's say you have a child with this young lady, and now y'all don't work out. Now the next man come in her life may want children. She may not want to have 2 different kids by 2 different dudes or whatever the numbers may be, and that's not fair for a guy to be able to make that decision for her either.
Yeah. I got 2 points on this. The people who pass them laws, for the majority, are old, rich white dudes. Old, rich white dudes. So, I mean, they don't care about none of the stuff that's going on in the hood and all that stuff. It's crazy. And then I forgot my second point. So
all right, but check this out. We'll jump on that. What you talking about? Old rich white people. They create all these laws, man. And here's the thing: they're creating laws to to stop abortions and stuff like that. But I guarantee you, when their grandchild, when their niece, a nephew or somebody knocks up a young girl who don't want to be pregnant, or their grandchild don't want to be pregnant, they gonna do what it takes to go ahead and just
straight to California.
Yeah, you go straight to California and get it taken care of. You know what I'm saying? You know,
and we'll never hear about it.
It's easy to be the moral police when you policing somebody else and not policing yourself. And that's what a lot of this come down to, man. A lot of it come down to.
And these people that's making laws,
a lot of it they can say it's more, but a lot of it is control, right? It's if you can convince a woman that she should not have control over her own body, you can convince her about anything else about her self-worth. You can convince her that it's okay for her not to make the same money as a man doing the same job. You can convince her
that's
anything.
That's a rich person problem. That's saying it ain't no pay gap between working wage people. It's a pay gap. It's a pay gap where you are. It's a pay gap between men and women. Now, Star's a big time executive. Star make plenty of money now. Star need to take me to Aruba or something one day because she got it like that. But if you work, that is somebody who's making over six figures in higher up positions. They have a pay gap. But a motherfucker working at McDonald's don't have it. It ain't no a man working at McDonald's make the same thing a woman.
I can agree with that, but because it's a certain issue that a certain tax bracket faces does not minimize the fact that it's an issue.
Hey, rich people problems. I don't concern myself with that.
I want to fight you right now.
I got a fish fillet meal from Sly the other day at McDonald's.
Hey man,
he threw me extra sandwich that
time. I put an extra slice of cheese on it because he's my homie.
Hey, we did used to have some boys back in the day worked at a little fast food restaurant. So you just go up to the side and put a little code in. They throw some extra in the bag for you.
throw some extra fries in the bag. But yeah, man, you know, I might sound a little cold with my delivery, but it is true. You know, I supervise people and on my work crew, it's a union job. All these guys are union people. So their pay rates are set at an X amount of dollar pay rate. And that is what they get. So it ain't if you're a man or if you're a woman, you get more, you get less. And these guys, they all make, you know, anywhere between $60,000 and $90,000 a year. And
so these are specific trade type jobs.
These are trade jobs.
Right. So that's one thing. But I'm talking about the jobs that are not trade jobs, that are not on a set pay scale, where I'm going in and you're paying me for what I know in my experience. And if what I know in my experience supersedes that of someone else, that is a pay gap. That is an issue. And whether you want to call it rich people problems or not, in any way, shape, or form, as a person and a woman, I need to be paid what I'm worth.
Life ain't fair.
I agree with that. You know, with my job, it ain't like it's, you know, who the best candidate, who's gonna pay them, you know, compared to what kind of experience they got. It ain't that she's a woman or he's a man or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure it happens at some places, but you know, in my experience, it ain't like that either. But I do know it goes on. I was watching that y'all remember that Winning Time, Magic Johnson? Y'all seen that show?
Uh-huh.
And back in, I guess that's back in the 80s and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I was like appalled, you know, how they were treating women out there. I was like, wow, that's really how it was back then. You know, because I hadn't been privy to seeing stuff happening like that. But I was like, dang, you know, I understand now, you know, that, you know, they had to put their hair down and unbutton a couple buttons on their blouse or whatever so they could show some cleavage so that the men would show them some attention or do what they say. And they were talking bad to the girls too.
That shit still happens.
I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me.
That's how you close the pay gap.
Dang, bro.
That's how you close the pay gap. But
that ain't right.
But here's the thing, man. I'm a firm believer. When I sit down and I got to give my opinion on who needs to be hired for my job, you know, I have to put stuff in. I want to hire the best person for the job. But honestly, a lot of women don't apply for our job. You know, a lot of women miss out on high paying jobs and high paying positions because it's physical labor, you know. And it sucks, but if you go for a job that has some physical labor in it, you'll probably be guaranteed to get that equal pay or higher pay.
I go for jobs which have a lot of mental labor. I'm not doing physical labor. That part of my life is over.
Well,
She does not have to do that anymore. I did that.
And
God willing, I'll never have to do that again. However,
Sly said you was rich.
Shit, yeah, Star Rich.
Pound RPP, rich people problems. He already told you start sending us to Aruba as a podcast.
I'm telling you, Star gonna fund our Aruba trip.
Y'all don't know how to act. Y'all won't get Aruba embarrass me.
Wait a minute now, Star.
Especially Sly, he don't know how to act.
You can talk to Sly like that. Hey, you can talk to Sly like that, but you, me and Chance are dignified, young men.
Be out there. Be out on that beach, my Speedo and all, baby. Aruba never forget Sly.
You're right.
Look at little man jumping on the scene, man. Hey, I ain't gonna tell you.
That remind me of something.
That's why I did it. That's why I did it, Chance.
We don't want that same behavior to come up.
Oh no. I just told you I'm a dignified young man. Don't you do that.
Okay. But yeah, man. But the whole abortion topic, man, it's a very sensitive topic, man. It's a sensitive topic. But now what I'm reading, and here's the thing, I'm not a lawyer. And one thing we had a Facebook friend of ours, guy we went to school with. He's a lawyer, and he made a comment on his post, on one of his posts, was like, he loves reading posts to people who never went to law school and how they try to dissect the constitutional ruling, like they have some type of expertise on it. And so I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy trying to dissect it like I have some type of expertise on it. But I was reading how Clarence Thomas had wrote in one of his decisions talking about trying to go back and change more laws, the gay marriage law, even going like the Plan B, trying to go all the way down to making Plan B pills illegal. I was like, hey, that's what we're gonna draw the line. We got to draw the line right there now, because hey, mistakes happen. Sometimes team pullout don't always work. You gotta
the pro.
Yeah, but
sometimes you better stop banking on that slide. The
timing be off, man. Sometimes you gotta cook a breakfast in the morning and chop that Plan B pill up there in the eggs. Sometimes it gotta happen.
And once again,
nowadays she planning on hitting CVS on her way home anyway.
There you go, man.
The woman at this stage trying to start over doing that.
Hey, listen here. I throw out this disclaimer for Sly. Those are the thoughts of Sly the Sports Guy, not those of the Rip 28 podcast. Now we may proceed.
Big facts.
Big facts. But we talk about abortions though, but we got some good stuff going on out here. With children like Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah, Pac-Man. Tell us about it, bro.
Man, Pac-Man, what happened was he adopted the sons of Chris Henry, who was his former teammate in college and in the pros at West Virginia. And he passed away. I'm not sure of the cause of death, but he ended up passing away, and Pac-Man ended up adopting his sons and making sure they were able to, have a good quality of life. And now one of them is one of the top recruits. He just went on a recruiting visit to Miami Hurricanes. So I think that's, stepping in and using your resources for not just yourself and your family. I thought that was cool of Pac-Man because, he get a lot of negative publicity, but that was something good for him.
Yeah, it was messed up. You said you ain't know how he died, man. It was messed up the way he died. He was on the back of a moving pickup, and he fell out of a moving pickup and hit his head on the road. They say it was, it was something. They say it might have been domestic violence against his fiance, but they never filed charges on his old lady. But yeah, that was sad. But
like she pushed him out the truck.
Well, no, she ain't pushing him out the truck.
She might have been driving.
She was driving the truck. From what they say, she was driving the truck, and he was in the back of the truck, and she pulled off. and hit his head. Wasn't nobody there, so don't nobody know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what was he doing in the back of the truck?
You know, who knows, man?
Who knows? I remember it now, Sly. You right. That is, he ran it. I think he ran the jump on the back, and as he got his last foot on, if I'm incorrect, somebody correct me, and he fell off the back like that. I seen that happen in Columbia High parking lot. Two of our teammates that happened too. Fell off the back of a truck after practice, man.
Was they any good?
One of them, the one that fell off was.
Damn.
He didn't get hurt though. He didn't get hurt.
Okay, all right.
But back to Chris Henry on a serious note. Pac-Man, that's something that, you know, he, like you said, like I said earlier, he went through his career and it was scarred with bad memories. The $81,000 he threw up in ones and tried to collect it, all the domestic violence. But for him to turn around and do that, that's pretty cool. I don't know how many people would do that.
Nah, you know, and I think, you know, they wasn't even his godchildren, you know, because, you know, technically, if you somebody godparent, you're supposed to, if something ever happened to the parent, you're supposed to watch over the kid. That's what the godparent title is for. But they weren't even his godparents. That was just his homeboy. That was his real good friend's kids. And he was like, these kids needed a male role model in their life. And so he stepped up to the plate, and he stepped up to the plate big. You know, he took them in a little bit, you know. As a matter of fact, I think when they got to high school, they was, you know, stayed with the mom or whatever. But, you know, he took them in when he noticed the change was going on in their life. He took them in and him and his wife were raising them alongside his kids. And the kid ended up being recruited heavily, and they showed, like LeBron said, they showed a picture of him going to Miami on a recruiting visit. You know, it makes you wonder, you know, what type of friends you have, and do you have a friend who would be a friend in a situation like that, man? You know, something happened to y'all, you know, I'll step up, take care of the kids, I'll raise them in the right way. I'll make sure they clean my car up and stuff like that, and, you know, clean my shoes.
That's exactly why I try not to put myself in positions to where I make my babies take care of my son and my kids, man, because I might have to depend on Sly one day. But no,
Uncle Sly got him.
No,
hey,
man.
On some real stuff though, Tasha Jones would say black folks do that all the time.
True,
you know,
true.
You know, just think about, you know, when you used to go down the street, do something bad, your neighbor gonna whip your butt. The other neighbor gonna whip your butt, and when you get home, you're gonna get your butt whipped again. You know what I mean? It was before you got home, your parents were gonna know what happened. You know what I mean? It used to be a community. Now it's like, shoot, only time I see my neighbors when they cutting the grass. You know, it's a big difference now. You know, the way life is now.
Do that now and see what happens. Boy, they'll be talking about a homicide. You better not put your hand on nobody. But it was, you know, that when they say it was truly a village, you think about when we played ball, even though we started off playing against each other. My parents were still glad to see everybody else do well and y'all. And then when we became to Columbia High and became a team, look how they used to take them buses to Chesterfield and Paisley Central and Abbott and all that, man. And it truly shows it used to be a village, but now, man, it's too much competition. Everybody's in competition now. I gotta be better.
You think that's what it is?
What? That we're in competition?
You think it's competition? Why everybody ain't cool?
Yeah, it's a competition because I don't want to see you doing better than me. I want to see you do well, Chan, but I just don't want to see you do better than me.
You know what?
My child got to be better than your child. And that's just a part of it. Now, that's not the only reason. That's a big part of it.
I think a large part of it is ego, too. It's a lot of ego. And I'm not a parent, just putting that out there. But our parents' and our grandparents had no issue saying they needed help in a certain space and really going to a place and accepting help, whether it was somebody sliding their money underneath the table, somebody, you know, dropping off some groceries or whatever the case it is. There was no ego because everyone's helping everybody. Nowadays, I don't need no help from no damn body. I got it. I'm going to take care of me and mine. These are my kids. And that's really about a lot of ego in what I can do and how I need to manage it as a parent, as opposed to I'm not doing this right. I need help, and really allowing someone else to come in there and support you and stand in that gap when you can't do it. And
That's
it's funny, I was listening to this story. That's low-key kind of my dad's story. My father, God rest his soul, passed away 2.5 years ago. And Sly knows that's diehard daddy's girl. Him and my dad actually had the same first name. But I was 9 or 10 before I realized that my father's family was not my biological family. For whatever reasons, in his old neighborhood, his mother left. Him and his biological dad didn't get along. My father used to always run away back to his old neighborhood once they moved away. So the woman I know as my grandmother finally said, he's going to keep running away. Just leave him here. He's fine. And from then on, that was her son with her other 12 or 13. I don't even know how many uncles and aunts I had. 12 or 13 in a row house in Baltimore. And that was just the family. And I think I might have been 10 when I was like, Daddy, why everybody got different last names? And he was like, oh, baby, it's not our real family. What the fuck? But I never knew that. And even at that moment when I realized that there was no difference in how we were treated and how we were loved and how my cousins and my aunts and uncles always showed up, for us. But there was no ego. My grandfather didn't come in and say, no, this is my son. I'm going to do it. Reality is I'm not doing a good job at it. He's better at it, so I'm going to let him be better at it.
Yeah, that is, man. That is just super interesting to know how families change, man. And here's something else, man. Somebody brought up the point that it maybe has something to do with integration and segregation. And this is the point. This is the point they make is, at one time, we were all somewhat together. All your family, you were around family. When we were segregated, all the black people went to the same high school. So all these black people knew each other. They knew each other growing up. And so as we got older, even though we spread out, now LeBron mama and daddy knew my mama and daddy, knew my daddy, not because they was best friends growing up or something, but they had connections to each other. You see what I'm saying? They LeBron mama friend might have been a friend of my daddy friend. You know what I'm saying? So because everybody knew you had a connecting link to each other, it made that community a little bit closer. Now we don't have a connecting link anymore with our neighbors. I don't really know anything. I don't really know my neighbors like that because we have no connecting link anymore. And so I think that's what's changed everything.
That's a good point, Sly.
That's what changed everything, and that's what pushes us off, a little bit. So maybe I could be wrong, but that's my 2 cents on that, man.
That's in your instance. In my instance as well, I moved straight out of high school, Memphis. You know what I mean? I never really came back to South Carolina. So everybody I meet is a new person. You know what I mean? So it's not like you just out here to make friends just like willy-nilly. You gotta earn some trust and all that stuff. It ain't that easy to do that. Some people go out there and every person they meet, they make friends with. But, that ain't always the best thing to do. Because, you see on the news every day where somebody was watching somebody's kid and they did something crazy to them, something like that. So, it's hard to trust people out
here. But I'm gonna tell you now, if you see my son out there cutting a fool and you don't get on him, I'm gonna be mad with you. I'm gonna have a problem with you.
Don't worry. Hey, like we fam though, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't everybody you live around. It ain't fam.
It ain't unified across the board.
Hey, but same here. You see something with my kids, get on their butt.
You better believe it. We still old school though. We still got a few old school morals around here. We ain't let them all go out the window. Star, Miss Baltimore, The Wire.
Now check this, man. You know, it's funny talking about family and morals, old school morals, man. This is a letter that popped up, man. Let's throw this out here for a second, man. Check this out.
Oh boy.
One of our letters. Here we go. My girlfriend and I had a threesome with another woman, and I've never felt more emasculated. She's 24. She 24 female, is bisexual, and the girl 25 female. We had sex with was also bisexual. It was my 23rd birthday. My
girlfriend
23 male girlfriend's idea. I was down for it for obvious reasons. I thought it'll be hot to see my girlfriend with another woman, but now I feel terrible. This girl was so much better at everything than me. I have never been able to make my girlfriend react in the way that this woman made my girlfriend act. I know a woman knows what a woman likes more than a guy does, but this woman who we only met a few times prior and who has never slept with my girlfriend before made her come like a fucking freight train, which is something I've never been able to do. I'm now at the point where I feel super insecure and unsure in myself. I hate that we did this, and I don't know how to talk to her about it, as I don't want to let on how insecure I feel. What should I do?
Hey, Sly wrote this letter.
Hey.
No, I'm just messing with you though. Hey, but for real though, man, sounds like dude just need to step your game up, bro. Like, dang, what you gonna cry about it? Like, get in the weight room like a coach used to say. You know what I'm saying? Do something about it.
Stronger.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do about it, man? Hey, you should have been taking notes or something.
Hey, you know what I do? I want to feel emasculated. I'll tell them, just let's run it back again. Give me another chance. I just need one more chance.
Let me get
just
my
give me
get
one
back.
more chance. Yeah, you got. Hey, let me tie the score. Let me even the score, man. Let me get back. Let me get back, dog. That's the only thing you can do after that. You can't walk around the house like a little mouse, scared. You
I
gotta
think
say,
he might want
to communication.
He might want to talk to the friend. You know what I'm saying? He might want to talk to the girl, find out what she knows that you don't know, bro. You know, sometimes you can't be ashamed to ask for some advice. You know what I'm saying? You
That's
can't
that
be...
ego, Scott.
That's the ego thing I'm talking about. It's
so extra was talking about.
It's clearly some things that she do that she know that you don't. You better ask. You're only 23, bro. You got a whole lot of years fucking ahead of you. You better start getting better now.
Hopefully.
You better start getting up now. Get your weight up. Find out what happened. Ask for some pointers. Keep moving.
Yeah, like I say, man, step the game up, bro.
Like if you're 23, you probably been having sex. What? Well, I don't know. Y'all started a lot younger. Maybe 5-6 years.
I was 10 deep almost in that boat.
Well, we ain't gonna talk about that. I was a good girl.
My bad. That's just my personal experience.
But like, you ain't gonna know it all. Ask some questions.
Yeah, you young.
Yeah.
That was a learning experience, right?
Well, Courtney in session said, I've never understood the appeal of multiple people in the bedroom.
Hey, well, don't knock it till you try it, Courtney. Hey, look at here. It is a great appeal of multiple women in the bedroom. Now, if you want to check our post, we posted we got a clip on that talking about a threesome on a train. What is the difference? And it is a difference.
Oh God, I missed that one.
It is a difference.
That would have been interesting. I feel like that was a very misogynistic conversation, but I'll go back to the clip.
You may be surprised. Go back and check it out, but may be surprised.
The clip is on YouTube. You can go and type in threesome or a train. It is a big difference. But yeah, that's very appealing, man. You know, that's, you know, you might not want to admit it, Courtney, but I think that's everybody's fantasy to try it out at least once, see what it's like. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you know, have multiple women pleasing you, satisfying you pleasing them, satisfying you. Hey, man, that's woo. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, everybody entitled to figure out what they like in the bedroom. As long as you ain't hurt nobody, do your thing.
Fly over there glowing, talking about this.
He having a flashback.
Thank you.
The boy glowing.
Yeah, that head, hey, that forehead and that bald head starting to sweat, ain't it? Sweating.
God me
Natasha,
dang.
read Natasha comment. She said,
She said,
y'all must not be watching P Valley. I don't watch it, so fill us in, Tasha.
yeah,
Hey, so,
P Valley, man, it's getting getting wilder and crazy this second
hey,
season, boy.
I want to give a little shout out. You know, girl I went to college with, Miranda Evans, who's the main character.
For real?
On female, yeah. She covered.
Hey,
Yeah.
Chance, get in the chat and tell us what you knew before she went to P Valley. This was way long time ago.
Hey,
She ain't a real stand-up person. You know what I
Court
mean?
Session said most men over 40 barely last enough to please one woman looking for threesomes.
That's why you need another one. That's why you need another woman in the room.
So you can disappoint two women?
No, case I
Oh wow.
case I run out of energy, you got backup.
Hey, Sly.
You like give you a couple minutes or whatever.
Hey, Sly.
Tag
hey, Sly.
in. You got.
Hey, Sly, let them start. Let her get started.
I'm the closer.
I'm the close. I'm the 97 miles an hour close. I ain't got but a few pitches, but they coming hard and fast.
I'm telling you.
Y'all gonna be like old boy over there when they leave y'all out and just enjoying each other.
Hey man, I like to watch.
Hey, I swear to God. Like Brandon Max, I swear, I watch.
I watch.
Yes, sir. I ain't take nobody, like Brandon Max said, don't take nobody no 45, 50 minutes.
What she say? Natasha Jones say, ain't nothing but 50 pumps. That's what Natasha say. I don't need to be here all day.
But, give me a quarter of them 50.
The dude do need some advice though. He wrote in for some advice, and I think the little bit of advice I'll give him, and y'all know y'all can say what advice y'all will give him. But my advice would be talk to somebody. You know, talk to her. You got two choices of people you can talk to. You can talk to your woman, or you can talk to the other woman. And you talk to your woman and find out what you haven't been doing, and have an honest conversation, and be prepared to sit your ego to the side and listen to what she said. She'll tell you, this is what I needed, and this is what you haven't been doing. Or you talk, if you're too embarrassed to talk to your lady, talk to the girl. Say, hey.
Now you talking about feeling emasculated. That fool gotta go in there again and face this woman. You don't measure up.
But you know, confidence is everything. You gotta go in there with that confidence and that swag, you know.
Yeah, you better humble yourself and ask some questions.
Man, you gotta listen to that woman's body if that's your woman. Her body, and when y'all in the moment, she'll tell you.
Chances are she ain't the only woman he left unsatisfied. He better humble himself and ask some questions. For he 35, 40 years old thinking he know what he's doing.
But the thing is, you gotta listen to her body and feel her body. When you're in the right spot, she'll let you know. And if you're not, she'll let you know that too. So I think he just need to listen a little more.
But you know, all y'all play baseball, right?
Yeah.
You know, what's a good batting percentage?
300.
300.
300. All right, so you know, you 300 out of 1,000. You know what I'm saying? You doing pretty good.
You're a millionaire.
Hey, so you know, hey, every time ain't gonna be, you ain't gonna hit a home run every time you get a bet. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta know what else.
But you can't be bunting either every time. You can't bunt every time.
But you know, you got to know what to do. Like you can't just say, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and just drill it and do this. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do foreplay. You gotta do whatever you need to do to make sure that she's good.
I have a question. How is it that men are comfortable having sex with women with the premise that she's not enjoying it?
No, nobody's comfortable with that.
An intimate acts with another person, knowing that about 60% out of the time she really ain't enjoying it.
Well, here's the answer.
Nobody's comfortable.
Here's the answer to your question, Star. I don't
know. I know where he's going.
I don't know. I ain't never been in that situation. They always enjoy.
Man,
I ain't.
I think next week we need to do a survey of fly extras. See how
Hey,
accurate this is.
check
Hey,
this out.
you know what they say though, Chance. You talking about you can't hit a home run. Chicks dig the long ball. You gotta make.
So you just
I'm
gotta make
telling
sure
you.
the first time is a home run.
That's it. The first you set the bar, and that's the difference right here between men and women. Men and women, your first time being with a woman, you got to pull out all stops. You got to give it to. You got to do whatever you can do to be the best you can be, because you want to get that second chance. Women, y'all can hold back. I can't let them know how big a freak I am. I can't let them know how good I
I
am.
don't want to run him off.
Let me ration it out to them. That's the difference, man. Men, we got to go for what we know.
Oh man.
I can't disagree with you too much on that.
I will say though, and I will talk for all three of us. You know, nobody goes into it saying, "All right, I'm just trying to get mine. I ain't worried about the girl or the woman." In my case, the wife. You know, but you know, sometimes it just don't work out like you thought it was gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go to Plan B and Plan C and Plan D. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Sometimes it's like that, Chance, but I know my worth. I won't let them try to use me. I know your worth, King. Know your worth, King. Don't let them use
Lord. Man, get out of here.
Don't let them use you, man. I don't know, man. I hope this brother can. Well, I don't know, brother, white guy. It might be a white guy. I don't know. We got a lot of different listeners, man. One thing about the Rip 28 podcast, we reach around the world. We got a bunch of different people coming together trying to get our advice. A bunch of people watching the show. Now, that wasn't a letter written toward us, but you know, hey.
And then another thing, what somebody said in the comments is he better remember that sex for that woman starts long before. They may have just met that girl a couple of times, but she done had flirty conversation with her, text messages, made her feel pretty. So when she got with her physically, her body's, you know, she already mentally and emotionally attached a little bit. So that body relaxes a little easier.
Chance, you got a comment. Chance, as a husband, what is the conversation like when you know afterwards you realize she's not satisfied?
I'm gonna text her back. I'll be like, I got you next time. I'll be like, what can I do right now to make up for it? But you know, I ain't
is
saying.
Is there a Gucci bag you've seen that you like?
I'll say, you know, I bet a good percentage. You know, I ain't no garbage now. Don't get me wrong.
Chance say he $2.95. He about that.
No, I'm close to in the 80s or 90s, but there are some times where it ain't where it needs to be. You know, stress. Hey, we got to talk about this on one show too, about stress and the males and all that stuff. You know, because all the time you ain't ready. You know, you think you're ready, but you ain't.
Know your worth, King.
You try your best.
Don't let her use you, King. Know your worth.
She can use me anytime she wants.
Wait a minute.
And tell you what that song you use me.
Oh, that was on the wire. That was
B-boy.
That was B-boy. They would say when they went to strip club, that's what they would say. Oh man, we always have room to make a wire reference on the Rip 28 Park. We can always make the wire touches every subject in every world. A wire touches it. But yeah, even the abortions, the wire hanger, the old school abortion.
Oh,
did that too far? Did I go too far?
Yeah, you did. You did. As usual, per the norm.
I went too far. I went too far.
Jump right over the line.
But yeah, man, check this, man. We're getting close, man. What we like to do, we always like to take a walk on the 90s block, man. We like to take a walk on the 90s block. 90s block is when we walk down the 90s block and remember a certain thing from the 90s, and we like to throw out a comparison. This week on the 90s block, man, we're going to step up and we're going to step into Jodeci. Jodeci, you got three choices now, Star. You got to choose one.
Okay.
Got to choose one. 1991, Forever My Lady. 1991, Stay. 1991, Come and Talk to Me. Which one?
Shit.
Hey, we putting you out there. Jodeci, you know what I'm saying? The brothers, KC and JoJo, the brothers, Devontae and Dalvin, Jodeci.
I'm gonna go with Come and Talk to Me.
Come and talk to me. I really want to know your name.
Yeah. He was giving a little bit of, real game about getting to know you as a woman and then sliding in. I'm gonna go with Come and Talk to Me. Yeah.
So he had a little game, is what you saying?
A little game. It was,
Okay.
It was.
I got
forever my lady. We just meet and you talking big. That ain't happening. Come and talk to me. I'm trying to get to know you. That's gonna be the one.
Give the options again, Sly.
It's forever my lady. Stay and come and talk to me. Hey, that ain't easy, man. It ain't easy.
I'm gonna go with stay.
Stay, baby. Won't you just stay for a little while. Baby,
come on, Star.
Come
on,
stay.
Stay for a little while. Just for a little while.
That's just he's looking for round two.
Your time.
Yeah,
he's looking for round two. That's
like
when he gotta redeem himself because round one ain't go right.
Hey, just stay for a little while.
What about you, Chance?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with stay too. I think that.
And you all alone.
But I'll talk to my wife about Casey and JoJo today, and I was like, Silk Sonic, but they did some remixes of Casey and JoJo. They turned that junk. Boy, cold.
Check this out, Star. You about to be outvoted, man, because I'm going with stay too, man. I'm going with stay too. And here go the thing. As men, we've all been in a situation where we done fucked up and we begging our woman to stay.
For one more, just a little while.
Just a little while.
Give me one more chance to explain myself a little bit more clear.
Exact stages. That's that jam right there, man.
Yes, sir. Ain't no doubt.
It hit. It hit you different.
Right.
For a lot of situations.
It hit you, man.
They all classics off the album, so I'm good with it, whatever we go with.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
And Natasha Jones went with stay too.
Yeah, of course.
Ooh, baby.
Oh, wait a minute. Court in Session says Casey and JoJo are more disappointing than R. Kelly. Now you got to explain that.
What?
I don't get how they more disappointing. I don't get that one. How are they more disappointing? R. Kelly in jail for the rest of his life for peeing on girls.
We kind of always knew he was a pervert. You didn't really have
underage. You got to put underage.
Underage. And Casey and JoJo, they just crackheads.
And one of them and KC had Mary J. Blige. That ain't disappointing.
Yeah, I don't get the disappointing now. I don't know.
And she want to throw hands behind it. Come on, Court. We are gentlemen on this Rip 28 podcast.
How are they more disappointing?
How? Explain.
I'm gonna tell you like this: Casey and JoJo never presented themselves as anything more than some hood dudes who could sing. That's what they gave you. Kelly out here singing love songs, talking about a woman's worth and all this other stuff, trying to make it. Yeah, I mean, he sold himself as more than what he was. You're a pedophile who like to piss on kids. Let's just be who you are. Casey and JoJo, you knew who they was. They was hood dudes who liked to sing, smoke, and drink. That's what they gave you. That's what they was.
So how they disappointed?
How they disappointed?
It's not disappointing. They showed you who they was, and that's who it is. R. Kelly sold you something different. So when you find out his reality, it's a little disappointing.
But she said they're more. She said they're more disappointing.
Oh no, wait, man, I'm bad. I'm sorry, I gotta disagree.
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering
where you
was going with this.
My bad.
Yeah, she said they're more disappointing. I don't get that one.
No, Court, I can't get with you on that one. I had to go back and read that.
The wife who done got on the chat.
Oh, Lord.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
Well,
we ain't been kicking it for no reason. I'm doing something right, I guess.
you might be doing something right, bro. You might be doing something right, man.
Kudos to you, Chance. Kudos to you. Whose catalog is better? It's definitely R.
It's
Kelly.
definitely R. Kelly.
Definitely.
R.
I mean,
Kelly.
it's gonna be hard to rival R. Kelly with his writing, producing, and his own music that he kept for himself. It's gonna be hard to rival that with anybody.
Kelly catalog is definitely better.
R. Kelly has the greatest catalog in music. You know, I think Stevie Wonder may be the only person who can possibly come close to R. Kelly.
R. Kelly had 167 chapters to Trapped in the Closet.
And you was waiting on each one of them to come out.
Each one.
Look, that wasn't nothing but a documented psychotic break. We ain't gonna give him credit for that. He just wrote down.
And he said he had a 6th grade education. Yeah, and he couldn't read and write.
After about 10, I ain't listening no more.
Whatever. I listen to all of them. R. Kelly, a musical genius.
Cap. Like the kids say, that's cap.
That's
man.
cap. That's cap.
That's cap.
Check this, man. We're getting close to the end, man. We can get on this R. Kelly. If y'all want to know our R. Kelly opinion, that's another one you can go and check out, man. Go and check out the archive. We got a clip. We got a Should R. Kelly Be Canceled? We got a clip. You can go and check that one out in our archives, Courtney. You can check it out.
We've been asking if Sly need to be canceled.
Sly don't need to be canceled. Sly don't do nothing cancelable. Sly just talk trash on the internet. Everybody know I'm a sweetheart.
Everybody know you sweet.
Hey, Sly is a little sugar then.
Everybody know I'm a sweetheart.
Sugar toes.
So I'm an internet thug. Check this, man. We're getting close. We're getting close to the end, man. We got any parting shots, man? Let's go ladies first. Star, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, just a humble thank you to you fellas for having me on again. I appreciate it, enjoyed myself. Hopefully it won't take another 6 months for another invite, but I appreciate you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Don't try to slander us like that.
Was that shade?
Star. Yeah, that's some shade. Don't do that.
It was the reality. It took y'all 6 months. I'm just saying. I say we can blame it on Sly, but you know.
Hey, you got a text and Facebook and all that too. You can say you can come out.
Yeah, that phone worked both ways.
Both ways.
Hey, we got a bunch of dudes who don't get on, so we always need an extra person.
I was about to say it was 4 y'all, right? Wasn't it?
It was 8 of us. It was 8.
Well, I'm here to fill it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. 6 months, hey, man, your phone worked both ways. You know how to hit us up. You can hit us up, and you can always jump back on the Rip 28 podcast.
We love to have you.
All right, because we love having Star on, my favorite biker chick in the whole wide world.
Star is born.
Hey, we gotta ask what kind of bike you ride.
I have a 03 Harley Davidson Softail and a 21 Street Glide, Harley Davidson Street Glide.
You got the Harleys.
And you heard she said a 03 and
a 21 Harley Davidson Street Glide.
So you drive the 03 on the weekdays and the 21 on the weekends?
I'm actually having my 03. I need a little work done on. I haven't ridden it in a while, but that's mostly like local run from not going too far. But my 21 got, all the music. That's my when I want to go out of town or I want to ride somewhere and show off a little bit.
I told you.
So it ain't no cross rack. It's a step
No,
back.
I'm too old for that.
It's a cruiser.
Yeah, I got a whole cruiser.
Yeah.
I told y'all Star
I'm
was
that
rich.
person you pull up to at the red light that's cranking 70s music.
Mm-hmm.
I told you she was rich, man. Y'all ain't believe me. Told you.
Hashtag RPP.
Let me hold something.
Don't sell that line, brother.
All right, Bron, you got anything to say before we get out of here, Bron?
Man, I'm gonna give 2 shout outs before I get out of here. I'm gonna shout out my homeboy, Derek Killingsworth, and the South Carolina Blazers. They went to Virginia, won the national championship in the gold bracket in the, I want to say 13 and under. Good job, fellas. Proud of you. And I want to shout out Michaela Tilley on that track for having 3 third-place finishes overall in that 100 and that 200. You're only gonna get better, baby girl. Keep going.
Hey, Brian sent me them videos, boy. She was out there smoking.
What about you, C. Nez? Anything you got to say, C. Nez?
Yeah, I'll tell you this. No, I went to Panama City, man, for vacation this weekend, and black people do need to wear sunscreen. Man, all my life I was like, man, I don't need no sunscreen. Well, it was hot out there, but I'm like, hey, I ain't trying to burn up. I sucked it up and put that thing on everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself, man. Y'all don't think that y'all too good for sunscreen.
Well, check this, man. It has been another great episode of the Rip 28
podcast.
podcast.
Hold up. You ain't asked so extra. And yourself.
She just gave her a parting shot.
She gave her a parting shot. She was first, ladies first.
She was first. We were ladies first.
He used to go in first.
He wasn't listening to me. Wasn't even listening to me, see?
You got something else to say.
Well, check this out, man. This is another great episode of the Rip 28 podcast, man. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we keep on talking about them on the Rip 28 podcast. And always remember, no matter how good the going gets, no matter how much you love what you're doing, you got to always put